Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirosho here, and now, before we do begin, let me go ahead and give a brief little review. In the last part, we had a number of events happening. Deku, he has made an impact whenever it does come down to the bosses at UA. UA is a place where anyone who believes they can make a name for themselves will either die trying or become someone whose name will be remembered. UA had a lot to offer for Deku. Yesterday, the bosses didn't know who he was. Today, however, his resume has become quite extensive. There are three types of people who are known here. Those who do go on to join the families and become quite reputable, or those who are stealthy. Those who do fall to the wayside, being unseen because they're useless, or the third, because their powers are meant to be that way. Their powers are useful to look like nothing. Deku fell into the powerhouse category. He almost killed Endeavor's son Todoroki. He placed top 2 whenever it does come down to the battle trials, behind someone who he nearly surpassed after the person in top spot took on a most wanted position. He nearly lost to Deku on the scoreboard and on the battlefield. Deku took out a number of people when he destroyed a city block and broke his right arm. Along with that, using his abilities, he was able just to stay in a small area and fight a number of people. Whenever it does come down to the top 16, 4 of those he was in direct conflict with. He temporarily took down Todoroki, took out Bakugo and Ibara, and even briefly fought Monoma, who was copying Best Genius's quirk. Monoma might have had a time constraint, but luck is a factor of the world. Monoma would have lost had the fight been drawn out. In fact, he's quite lucky to still be alive. Now, Deku's resume led them all to the conclusion he'd be monstrous in a decade. And they wanted that for their factions. Sir Night-Eye, yeah. He knew this was going to get out of hand very fast. So he led the bid, which quickly built to over 1 billion. Then it went higher, eventually up to 5 billion. Then there was Dr. Ujiko, who not only showed particular interest in Deku, he showed off he was willing to jump into this pool and bidding war. Betting a high-end Nomu, which can range from $4 billion to potentially $6 billion. And that was something Nezu was quite intrigued about obtaining for UA. If he can get one of those things on his side, this place will be uncontested as neutral ground. In fact, he'd even be willing to say they can set up shop in another spot. No one wants to fuck with a Nomu, let alone a high-end Nomu. Last time one of those things were around, shit shifted in Japan. Majorly so. And Night-Eye, he was very annoyed, even getting into betting territory. And Dr. Ujiko, he knew that was a desperate move. The fact that the man is willing to jump into high bids like that means a lot. Coming to the conclusion that something happened to All Might. The man was already following the rumor mill and has been trying to keep track of All Might's presence. Public appearances have gone down. His power seems to be waning in certain areas. The presence is not there. And while some people are intimidated by him, when he is seen out in public, he is not performing the same actions he typically has been. Is he injured again? Or is someone filling in for him as a body double? Or did the man finally retire? Has all that wear and tear over the last 4 decades, nearly 5, finally caught up with him? And if so, is he leaving things in the hands of his family to figure out, stepping away and letting them deal with his house of cards about to fall? Now, with that being said, let's get right into it. Now, we do currently have today Deku. He is quite intrigued about the healers they have at UA. He might need to see about setting up something with those pills he was given to heal. His arm is still sore, but he should be going to see the doctor today at the agency. Once he's cleared, he should be able to do at least some light exercises or working out. Some of his bruises are gone, and his broken ribs, well, yeah, they're still healing. He's not expecting much, but he was told to come in today. He's not exactly sure why. He does have a lot on his mind about what he could do with the money, though. Him jogging down the road at an almost near sprint. He does slow down and go to turn his head. His eyes darting around and his ears open for anything that could catch him off guard. Beginning to walk and trying to let his heartbeat go down a bit. He is trying to make sure he's safe. Though, fact of the matter is, they're in a border town. If anything is going to happen to him here, it might be a little too soon. I mean, Endeavor, he would want to take him out. The Yagi family does have quite a number of territories. But then there's also the Endeavor Familia. I mean, they don't have a lot of territory compared to All Might. I mean, yeah, they have basically all the ports in Japan. They have Tokyo. They have an entire section to themselves, but the other families have maintained a deadlock themselves. They've been fine with All Might being in control, but they have been slowly but surely edging their way in to more power. He is aware of that. This town, it was brought in to that empire that the Yagi family built. But it is still recovering from the devastation that was caused here. Him having that go through his mind. Another war might be on the horizon. It could be months from now, it could be days from now, but whatever happens, people will die. In the days afterwards to the years, people may starve. There's going to be a kid out there who's trying to survive in the slums just like him, who knows that that money in their pocket may cover the meals they have for a couple days, and even then, they may need to stretch exactly the meaning of a couple of days. That money in their pocket, it's all they have in the world they can rely on, other than their word and themselves, if they got nobody. It's sad, but it's just how things are. He's felt like that before. He's seen it. It's not easy. Him going to walk through the front door of the building after scanning his card. When he does do so, walking into the door, a few people are going to turn their heads looking directly at him. Others going to turn their heads after the initial silence does begin to sweep over the area. And a lot of them do but stare directly at him. Him stepping in and going to wave to a few of them. All of them saw the auction. And Deku, he may just be putting that together now, since their reactions do show wide-eyed, and some do show a bit of interest. Others show a little bit of fear. Begrudging respect? No, that face is fear. At least that one. The one over there, however, is a bit more fangirly. Fangirly? No. Inspired? No, that's not the right word either. Move, Deku. Deku turning. He does go to bring up his fist, telling him, Bakugo, don't call him that. Bakugo going to flinch back before realizing Deku doesn't have his quirk active. And he does a somewhat wince, grabbing up at his ribs, talking about it. Jesus. So, this is the place, right? Yeah, it is. What are you doing here? My family's in town. What are you doing here? Seriously? Stupid question. So, this is the place. It is. We were called in. You were? Yeah. You didn't get the message? I was just told to come in today whenever we got hired. Oh. You have a line to the boss? I've got a line to some people. That's all. Someone walking over and coming to greet them, talking about it. They're here. That's really good. Though they are a little early. They're getting a few things prepared, and she would like to bring them over to see the others who got hired. Her throwing her hand out and talking about it. He's Izuku, right? Aizawa's talked a lot about him. Though, she's very impressed with his introduction to the family with the auction, and even his showing in the battle. He does have quite a hand behind him, doesn't he? Deku just staring at her hand, glancing at her, a little confused. He's never seen this woman here before. And she does talk about it, bringing up her hands. Okay, maybe she's coming off a little strong. As I was at least mentioned to her before, right? Really? Oh, that's just cold. Yeah, he's my husband. You're married? He's married? No. I just like saying that, though. Okay, lady, you're a little off. Please. Takes one to know one. Come on. Right now, I'm here to bring you all to speed. Her going to bring them over to a room. And right now, whenever Deku does a step in, a few other people are sitting there. Some around his age. He does see the guy with purple hair and the red-haired guy going to sit there. And Deku, he does see the red-haired guy go to immediately snap his attention up to him, jumping up to stand. And Izuku does stare at that. The purple-haired guy going to turn and look over at him. Though Deku's eyes do to fix on a girl with red hair, and she does a jump up and glare at him. As Deku does a look around the room. Hi. No, there's supposed to be 11 of you. Some of you are still running late. What are you doing here? I've been here, lady. What are you doing here? They hired me. Though I can't say that I'm happy to see you. Makes sense, though. Your performance was weird. You know that? I don't care what you think about that. Someone gonna walk up behind and go to grab Deku by his arm. Them pulling back as Kimi does step in. Going to hold up a coffee in hand and talking about it. This place has free coffee and they even have actual creamer. The good kind, not the shitty kind. Her going to hold one up to Deku, talking about it. Though she's seen a few places not even use real milk. So, this is everyone, right? Hmm. I remember you. Oh, yeah, you got hit by the instant replay. What? Yeah, everyone saw it. You were blasting off like a rocket. I did not blast off. You did, actually. You went flying. Your hands carry mass, right? Yeah, they do carry weight. What of it? You're front heavy. I hit you by your arm and went flying through the air. You kind of followed after it. Like a fucking paperweight with a rock on one side. That doesn't even make sense. It kinda does. Okay, children, sit down. We'll talk about everything in a minute. Aizawa gonna step in. When he does see her, he does gonna want sigh. Him going to drink his coffee and go to talk about it. Alright, and looks like a lot of them are here. I thought we were supposed to have 11. We do. One of them's invisible. What? Her looking around the room. And the girl, she does go to talk about it. Her on the other end of the table, raising one of her gloved hands. Though she definitely does seem a little odd. Deku turning his head to stare at her as she does to put back on her hoodie, talking about it. Turning to the person next to her, she told them she can go unseen. Please. I got that you could do that, but I didn't expect you to just straight up do that. Please, it works, doesn't it? Huh. Weird. Whatever. Alright, listen, all of you. You're the newest members of the family. Typically, we do this as a big whole thing, but right now, inside this city, all of you are recruited. Now, I need you all to understand. We'll be having a more major event in Tokyo when we do arrive there. For right now, we've got a number of things we gotta do. We've gotta pack you all up and move, along with bring a number of you to go meet with your peers. Then again, I'm expecting all of you to be on your best behavior. You have a bit of time right now to still heal up and do things that way, or you can pay a doc to heal you. I've got a few of them with different quirks and methods to do so, ranging from cheapskate to expensive. Or you can just go ahead and do it the free way, the old natural way. Now, as for some of you, here is going to be an outline of something you need to know. If you need some sort of support tech, you gotta let us know. We can see about contracting someone with the IT or the tech department. We've got our own internal department for that, but that can be backed up and that can be a bit hard to deal with. It's more expensive, but there is the Shield Familia. They do like staying neutral, and they have been made well aware in public of that fact. They don't care who you are as long as your money is good. And as long as you don't try to use your shit on them. Now, they do have quite a number of things they can do. If you're willing to pay for it, you can. But it's more expensive and it comes out of your pocket, not the family's. Do all of you understand? Yes. And if you do want to do things from outside the country, it's a lot more expensive. We deal with a number of things. Some of our luxuries are a good thing. You do get the family discount, though. You don't get external prices. Really? Yes. Now, with that out of the way, I'm sure there's going to be a number of requests you guys are going to want to make in the next upcoming weeks. For right now, though, we need to get you all moved and briefed on what we're going to be doing. You'll be given phones, information, and a packet. It'll detail a lot of things you need to know. Your schedule for the next week whenever we do arrive in Tokyo. Then, what we're going to be doing. We'll be getting you all sized for different types of clothes. Outfits you will need to be wearing. And will wear. Now, it's going to take a bit of time, but you'll get used to it. You can access directly a job board from an app some people or guys made. Once you access it, you can put in for a request. Sometimes you will be specially selected for a job. If you're selected, you can reach out for information. If you don't think you're best suited for the job, they will try to find another one for you. Though, if you are specifically told to do a job, you can't reject it. You have to do the job, even with the people who issue that job to you. Now, some of you may be partnered up. That is something you need to deal with. Right now, this little 11-man squad of yours is going to be working well together in pairs. I want you all to understand that. You all may have to work together. And while there might be some animosity between all of you, him turning to Deku and then going to glance at Bakugo. Him then turning to Kendo and talking about it. He really doesn't want to hear it. If they're that stubborn, take it in a training room. Better yet, punch it out of each other and then don't care. Hell, grab a fucking beer after. He doesn't give a shit. As long as they don't try and make it his problem or a bigger problem. Fight or don't. That's how things will work. Now, as for what they're going to be doing with their money, they can give a generous portion of it to the Familia if they do want. Though preferably, they should keep it in their accounts and they should know how to ration it. Certain jobs will pay very well. Others won't. Like he did say. Those are specific. Then again, if they are asked to go on a special job, those typically do pay a lot higher. He's talking anywhere from 5 to 10 million. And that does mean quite a number of things. The man turned to Deku and not even hiding it. Your special situation, though, it needs to be taken into a bit of account. You understand? I do, Aizawa. Special situation? What did he do? He got 6 billion in an auction. Oh. Kendo, somewhat sobering, and a lot more people do that turn to glance at Deku, as he does get a nod, talking about it. He won't be lazy if that's his concern. Kid, I don't expect you to be lazy. We beat that out of you the first couple months. Him nodding again and talking about it. Is that all? That's all. Right now, we'll get ready to move the operation. All of you we're expecting back tomorrow. Early. And if you do need to, notify your families. They can contact the agency with the numbers provided in your packets. And be moved as well. Though, you all need to somewhat figure out what you want to do with your families if they don't work for the family. Find a place for them to stay that may be safe. Or bring them further into family territory. Do all of you understand? That isn't just a recommendation. I would encourage it. Especially from this town, it'll be a bigger problem. Spent all that money getting them here, now we gotta move again? Yes, we do. Do you have a problem? That's what I thought. Dismissed, all of you. Him waving them away. He does talk about it. Izuku, just wait. Them going to leave As Aizawa, he does gotta let out a bit of a sigh, talking about it. Him and Bakugo have a bit of a personal history, don't they? Yes, we do. And that is, we got into some fights with each other in the past. Things went a little too far and, well, Bakugo's lucky. Really. What exactly is he lucky about? I was quirkless, remember? Everyone carries knives in the slums. His family used to live there. Eventually, they got out. Those of us who didn't stayed there. I may have changed schools, but I heard about his family getting out. He was messing with me once, pushing things a little too far, and I pulled a knife. You pulled a knife? Yeah. He hurt me a little too badly, and I tried to stab him for it. I did get him, but it wasn't that bad. Ah, I see. Personal grudges aren't a good thing to hold with the family. Sort your shit out and figure it out, alright? I'll have the same conversation with Bakugo later. Though, you performed good in the battle trial. Thank you. Don't thank me. We trained you well. Remember, if you need to get rid of some aggression, find Miriko or Mirio. Those two always like a decent spar. But we do have to get things a bit more ready. Next week we're expecting a possible attempt on your life when we take you deeper into the territory. You do? Yes. There's always some sort of spies hiding around. They don't like to make it well known, but they do try to keep a bit of an eye on all of us. We're the same way. We're a bit worried about where that Kurokuro guy went. What was he? He's able to hide in shadows. Kid's got a talent. Sucks we didn't get him, but that's another issue. One we will figure out. If we can, we might be able to actually, hire him or get him to change sides. Though, that could be another problem. If he turns once, he could turn again. If his loyalty is easy to get, then he may be an issue in the future. So we'd have to watch him carefully. Or just take him out on the spot. Loyalty isn't something that you should shift easily, Izuku. I understand. Yes. You've done good. You showed you're loyal by not considering joining another family, and for what we put into you. Kami's the same way. Midnight's proud of her. And I'm proud of you. Not I won't say it to your face, but he is too. He's proud of the both of you. Continue to prove yourselves, and I'm sure there will be a reward in it for you someday. A reward? Small stuff at first. Maybe some big stuff in the future. Hell. One day we're expecting you to take over the organization. Hopefully a far day away, but it may happen. Right now, either go see a doctor and heal quickly, or head home. You've got some time. Either spend it at home talking to your mom and figuring stuff out there, or, if you do see fit, train. Take your pick. Him nodding his head. He does want to follow the man's directions. Heading out and going to take some of the others who are injured to go see the doctors. And they are given the opportunities for different levels of healing. Deku, he does get to see Recovery Girl and get healed quickly. She is happy to see that Deku is in better condition, though she does warn him off of his broken bones, talking about how overusing his quirk like that is not a good idea. He broke a wrist before, but this injury is a lot more serious. He didn't use that hand to punch after he broke it, did he? No, I didn't. Good. Your ribs are a good thing too. Though, you really should try to avoid breaking ribs. I'll try to remember that. But I didn't really have a choice on that one. Actually, I may have let that get a bit away from me. I see. I can heal you up quickly, but you will be a bit more tired. I understand. It will cost quite a bit of money, though I'm sure you can cover it. Him nodding and going to be healed. Whenever he does his step out, he does go to get a few looks from the others. Some of them were either given specialized pills from the healers, or they need to come back a little bit later. Or there's the fact that they have to come back immediately after using the restroom, since not only do they need a bit of a big meal now, but their body's natural metabolism has been heavily increased for a short period of time. Now, this does mean a number of things. Deku chuckling when he does see someone run down the hall rather quickly. And he does watch that. Before, he has to head down to the gym and start training. After everything is said and done, he does get to head home, talking to his mother about what's going to be happening. And this routine does repeat for a couple of days. His mom does start packing things up to head to Tokyo. This is going to be quite an eventful thing. She's always been curious about seeing the actual city. I mean, hell, they got out of the slums and now they're getting out of the city. They're moving up in the world. The place should be better. The place should be good. She hasn't heard of Tokyo being involved in something like their city in a long time, though smaller incidents do happen. She's also heard things about how Tokyo doesn't have any slums. Those were covered a long time ago. Their industry over there is a lot better. And there is the next week. People, they do go to be fitted for outfits and suits they will be needing. Deku, he does even contemplate checking to see about getting some sort of utility equipment from David's shield, though he's not sure what he might need. I mean, he heard it be brought up before, during his training. It wouldn't be until afterwards, but what could they even make him that could benefit him? I mean, body armor would be good, though he's going to be given something that can protect his face and neck, his arms, his legs, his joints. He'll probably need something fireproof. Definitely fireproof if he's got to deal with the Todoroki. That guy was giving him a bit of the stink eye. He's seen that eye before. Though, he's not sure if that guy knows if he caught it. He's planning something. He might just be overthinking it. Though, he does hope he's wrong. They have a family mission they'll have to go on soon. Though, he could just focus on training and get stronger. No, that's not good. Well, that would be good. If he does that, then the family will start looking at him funny. He can cruise by on his money for a long time, but not I would have to talk to him about that, and that's a whole conversation I'd rather avoid. Okay, he's got to be smart about this. He could take on smaller stuff just to gain experience, or take on some of the bigger stuff just to show off that he can. Maybe work with the others in the team, in the squad, and see how things do go. Hopefully, he can make a bit more acquaintances. And that Kirishima guy isn't too bad. Though apparently he's discovered if he does take more damage with his quirk, he can build it up, become pretty durable. I mean, they're going to need a bit of a bigger training grounds for that, so they're going to hold off sparring with their powers until they get there. But from what he said, he can be quite powerful. Maybe not on his level, but he's quite curious to see what happens if his durability is put to the test under his blows. And Deku, he is a little intrigued, especially considering the fact that Mirako, yeah, he's pretty sure she is having a field day with him right now. And his wallet does not thank him. This, making a bit of a laugh, slipped from Deku's throat. And there is moving day. They all do to move over to Tokyo. Right now, retreating into family territory for safety, along with the fact that a proper introduction needs to be made to a number of people. They're going to be meeting the enforcers and maybe given their first assignments that night. But this is more of a formal event. And Deku doesn't really know shit about formal events. The most formal thing you can think of is... yeah, that doesn't help. Anyways, he'll probably have to ask Kami. Though, she's not really from the slums. Huh. Actually, thinking about it now, when they first met, she didn't look to be that bad. Not, well, him bad, but they got by. They didn't starve, but they didn't exactly have any extra meat on their bones. Kami, however, he wouldn't call her... She didn't look as malnourished. Yeah, that's probably the right word for it. She definitely seemed to be thinner, but not thinner. Okay, so there is that. Right now, him just curious about it. Now, if he does this year next, he does have to ask her about it. Right now, them getting put on a private plane, and she does gush about it during her whole trip. Her family used to work in the service industry. Her dad has a similar quirk to hers, though he's had more experience providing 3D effects, not only for certain movies, but to certain people willing to hire him as an entertainer. And it does mean quite a bit. Some of the smaller families, they are happy to hire him for events. Though, that is a little hard to do. Some people are a little strict in what they do want. And others, they can be a little jumpy whenever it does come down to illusions. So, they do try very hard to veto some things he does going to do, or to double check everything. Though, she can understand why it's a little stressful if someone's constantly trying to hold a gun to their head. Her talking about it a lot more. And Deku, he can see the look of not resentment, but worry. She seems to like her family, and that does seem good. Right now, though, he does a turn as someone does come running up when they're off the plane. And the guy, in a suit of armor, does go running up to his brother. Run on him, pulling him into a hug, and happy he got into the family. Since they need to stick together. They might help serve the Yagi family, but the Ingenium clan, they are still quite notoriable. Deku, he's heard about their family. And this Lita guy, yeah, he does seem to be a little quiet. Though he is quite vocal and happy when he does get to see his brother. And there is where they all do come stepping off of the plane. Right now, being greeted by the man along with a few vehicles. The SUVs going to drive up when he doesn't arrive. And right now, they do pile inside and throw some of their bags in. Hearing about how another plane will arrive shortly with some of their families. And they will be given certain residents inside nearby the agency. Though, for right now, there is a number of things they gotta go over. They are going to be preparing for tonight's event of being introduced to the family and with the enforcers arriving from areas all around their territory. So there is definitely that. It is going to be quite an interesting event that will be taking place. They'll be providing security along with meeting quite a few others. And Izuku, he does go to get into one of the vehicles and go to drive off. Right now, them going to be taken to the agency to get ready. He does going to put on this suit he was given. It does feel a bit weird. I mean, he was given a choice from quite a bit of a few. He's not sure about wearing a white suit. I mean, an all-white suit, that feels a little weird. Though the classic black suit with the blazer and the tie, well, he's not going to wear a tie. Him pulling the tie off and going to throw it directly back onto the bed. Looking at himself and feeling like that is a lot better. If someone does see him wearing a tie, they can grab it and punch him in the face. Or they could use it like the noose around his neck to choke him. That it already is. So, there's that. Then again, black blazer, white undershirt, maybe, no. Walking back over to the closet. And going to look at quite a few of the suits that were put here in his size. Some are way too fancy. Some are very flashy. Like this extravagant one over here that... No, he is not at all going to wear that. Who even put that in here? Him racking it back on the hanger. And he does go to put on a green dress shirt. Right now, walking back over and going to look at himself in the mirror. And he does feel a lot better about it. He can just put some gel in his hair and then use his outfit. See what he does go then. It does mean a lot. He wonders what's going to happen though. I mean, is it going to be like one of those fancy TV shows where everyone's going to talk to each other? Someone's going to be trying to kill him? Or, oh god, is his life turning into a TV show? Please. Hopefully not. Then again, if... Yikes. Maybe he shouldn't say the butler did it. Okay, no, he's just overthinking it again. Things are weird now, but this is still reality. But again, is that just mean that there's going to be a ballroom, some sort of like buffet? What's going to be happening there? I mean, He assumed it's gonna be something fancy if they've gotta wear ties and stuff. But all of this, I mean, yeah, it does certainly mean something. Though, he does feel nervous about it. And with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed and have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.